Good afternoon and welcome. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all on this beautiful day, get you inside on this beautiful day. Let's start by thanking the band and the choir for their great performance this afternoon. I would also like to welcome Sacred Heart University's Board of Trustees who have joined us today. Frank Materi, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Bill Mitchell, Chuck Furlow, and Katie Burke, and Jim Morley. Thank you for being here. I would ask you to please turn off all your electronic devices for the duration of these ceremonies. Thank you. At this time, I would ask you to please stand, please stay standing. Everybody who is sitting, please rise. Students, for national anthem and remain standing for the invocation. Thank you, Dr. Magnovich and Mr. Johnston and members of choirs and band. Now I would like to call on two members of our freshman class, the class of 2021, to lead us in invocation. These students were recent participants in the Community Connections, the university's special service immersion program in Bridgeport. Gabe Bittencourt and Julia Antonacci. Please.
If everybody could please remain standing, freshman class. Dear Lord, thank you for allowing us all the opportunity to gather here today, not only as a class, but also as a family. We entrust to you this school year and all of the hardships that we may face. May you protect our families and loved ones that we left in order to come to this sacred place and continue our education and faith. Guide us, especially through the trials and tribulations of entering Sacred Heart University as a new student. Help us to find ourselves in you, as well as through serving others in the community as we open our hearts to future possibilities, extending our hands to those who are in need.
May you show a loving care for us as we expand our minds in study and research. Encourage us to choose the right path and always strive for greatness, while watching over us, keeping us safe and protected in all that we do. Bestow love upon each and every one of us, and continue to shine light on our university as we grow in intellect, faith, and knowledge of ourselves, that the world may grow in true wisdom and justice for all. For all this we pray in your name.
Amen. You may be seated. Hi, my name is Julia Antonacci, and I would like to welcome you all here today. It is truly a gift and blessing to be able to stand here with Gabe and in front of not only the class of 2021, but also my soon-to-be family. As we move on to this new and exciting stage of our lives, I ask you to reflect on what it took for you to get to this successful place. I myself have been pondering this recently, and I cannot help but think of my favorite Bible verse. Romans 8:18 reads, "The pain that you've been feeling can't compare to the joy that is coming." You can interpret this in any way that you choose. However, when speaking to all of you today, during your first week on campus, I found it appropriate. College is about new beginnings, starting over, and finding yourself. We've all packed up and left home to become individuals and prosper here at Sacred Heart. Making adjustments is hard, and I know that I can speak for myself when I say that doing this was not the easiest. I promise you that the pain associated with living away from your loved ones and best friends will subside. The experiences that you will have here at Sacred Heart through organizations like campus ministry, volunteer programs, choirs, clubs, sports, new friends, and even those dreaded 8 a.m. classes will shift you into a person that you will hardly recognize if you look into the future. My Sacred Heart journey began just over a week ago at the Community Connections pre-fall program, and I can confidently say that it was one of the best experiences of my life. Although uncomfortable and awkward at first, the people who were just strangers to me are now some of my best friends and mentors, and I have no doubt that the friendships I have made and experiences that I have had will impact me positively for the rest of my life. CC, as we call it, was the joy that came after the initial pain, and it was before the academic school year even started. So, I encourage you all to get involved. Find something you love and find joy in every day here at Sacred Heart. Thank you.
Good afternoon, class of 2021. Like Julia mentioned, my name is Gabe Bittencourt, and I feel privileged and blessed to speak here today. College is about new beginnings and starting the new chapter in this long story we call life. College is a time where we explore, discover, and learn who we are and who we want to become. A great way to do so is through getting involved like clubs, sports, and most importantly, service, which is the principle that this university is built upon. Through the pre-fall program, Community Connections, which I participated in last week, I was able to start to put together the puzzle of who I am. It also allowed me to meet 50 people who had the same interest in service as me, as we came together to serve the Bridgeport community, while creating friendships that are without a doubt going to last. A Bible quote that I have grown to love is from Ezekiel 11:19. I will give them an undivided heart and put a new spirit in them. I will remove from them their heart of stone and give them a heart of flesh. I feel like Community Connections gave me the heart of flesh that so long I have desired. It's a big piece of this huge puzzle that forms an amazing picture. I've always loved doing community service and serving others, but through the program I was able to discover that service was not something that I just liked to do, it was a part of me. Getting involved in anything around campus and meeting new people will help you discover a piece of that puzzle of who you are, so in the end you can see what the picture looks like. The question I leave you here with today is, do you want to complete the puzzle and see the final picture? And if yes, what initiatives are you willing to take? Thank you.
Thank you, Julia and Gabe. At this time, I am pleased to introduce the Deans of Sacred Heart University's 5 colleges. Dr. Robin Cotton, Dean of College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. John Chalikoff, Dean of Jack Welch College of Business. Dr. Patricia Walker, Dean of College of Health Professions. Dr. Thomas Forget, Interim Dean of Farrington College of Education. And Dr. Mary Alice Donius, Dean of College of Nursing. We also have Larry Welk, Dean of our students. So we keep Larry away because we don't want students to be seeing Dean of Students. It's not a good news. At this time, I would like to invite Taryn McCormick President of Student Government and member of class of 2018, to welcome the class of 2021.
First things first, I would like to give a big hello and welcome to Dr. Patillo, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, and most importantly, the class of 2021. My name is Taryn McCormick, and I am the Student Government President for the 2017-2018 academic year. When I was first asked to give this speech, I wasn't quite sure what to say. So I figured I would start off with what I'm known best for, stories. Like many of you, I have been driving around in a hand-me-down car. Its headlights are cloudy with age, the radio randomly stopped working many months ago, and most recently, the right blinker has been giving me attitude. Don't get me wrong. While I have been very grateful for my dented-up 12-year-old car with its huge personality, it was time to consider a change. After much deliberation, I decided to lease a brand new vehicle. My new car starts at the press of a button, has a huge backup camera and radio that is just perfect. Nonetheless, these last 2 weeks of me driving my new car have been challenging and even a little stressful. On more than one occasion, I have tried to insert a key to start the car engine, and I find myself automatically turning around to back up. Every shopping center with its uncorralled carts has become my enemy, fearful of scratches, dings, and dents. I share this personal experience with you because much like the acclimation of my new car, the onset of your college life here at SHU will be an adjustment. There is a newness to it that creates a knot of worried excitement in your stomach. Over time, I will adjust to the new blinkers that work and the radio that plays music. The worried excitement will be overshadowed by confidence, familiarity, and pure joy. You too will adjust and thrive at SHU. When I think of SHU, I think of the following: S, service to others; H, home; and U, understanding. Service. We are all called in this world to serve one another and to not be served. Serving one another and serving those less fortunate than ourselves within the communities of Bridgeport, Fairfield, and the surrounding areas will help you to fulfill that mission of service. It all starts with the little things: opening a door for someone struggling with a full load, sitting down with someone who seems to be alone in the dining hall and helping them to engage and feel welcomed. Adjusting to your new lifestyle in the dorm and increasing your tolerance of differences are all ways in which we can serve one another. It will require you all to make adjustments, but you have plenty of support along the way. Be open to making adjustments, and your early days here will become much easier as you transition into becoming a SHU pioneer. Home. Sacred Heart University is your home away from home, and we are all your family. We are here to support you through your highs and your lows during your time here. You will find that the Pioneer family can help you overcome any difficulty that you may be facing, or help you share in the joy of your successes and happy occasions. Get involved with whatever it is you are passionate about: sports, Greek life, service projects, campus ministry, student government, and various other clubs. Feel comfortable within your new home and explore new ways to meet others who are in the same position you are in. Understanding. Sacred Heart is here to help you learn and grow, both academically and personally. We foster and encourage diversity of thought and action and create a culture of understanding others and bringing out the best in each and every one of you, no matter who you are or where you came from. Together we can learn and bring each other to new heights, both academically and socially. Be accepting of the differences among you and cultivate the strengths each of you bring to SHU to help make this university even better than it is today by embracing change and living your life in the spirit of tolerance, forgiveness, and leadership. Similar to my hand-me-down car, you will also get scratches, dings, and even some dents. But these are all challenges and setbacks that will occur through your time here at SHU. But it is not the scratches, the dings, and dents that will shape and define who you are as an individual and student, but rather how you handle and navigate the challenges that are thrown at you. After all, each and every one of you has proven that you have what it takes to be a pioneer. Pioneers are constantly on a journey of self-discovery, walking into the unknown and accepting opportunities and challenges as they come. You will be asked to make choices during your time here at Sacred Heart. From deciding to come to SHU in the first place, to selecting your roommate, and my personal favorite, choosing which station at Linda's you want to get dinner from tonight, college is full of choices. Choose to leave your mark on this community. Choose to step outside of your comfort zone, whatever that may be. But most importantly, choose to be a pioneer. Like pioneers, leave nothing untouched. Wander into uncharted territories, open doors you may not know even exist yet. Push through setbacks and challenges, and strive to be everything you are capable of being. Look forward to late night Linda runs with your friends. Look forward to getting involved in clubs and organizations that will help you grow and discover more about yourself than you could have ever imagined. Look forward to cheering on our football team at homecoming and volunteering in our local community. But most importantly, look forward to being a pioneer at Sacred Heart University for the next 4 years. Let me end with this final thought. Many of us have been taught some of life's greatest lessons from the characters of a TV show or even a movie. SpongeBob taught us to love yourself and to stay optimistic. Pokemon taught us to remain loyal to your friends. Toy Story taught us to help others and that it feels good when we do so. Blue Bloods has taught us the value of staying close as a family. And even South Park taught us to question, to dig beneath the most convenient answer. 4 years from now, what will be the TV program that helps to define your time here at SHU? Or better yet, how will your next 4 years provide the storyline for some additional life lessons for others to be inspired by? Best of luck to you as you begin your SHU journey. We will all be here to support you along the way.
Thank you, Taryn. Students, please know that while you are here at Sacred Heart, your teachers, the faculty, and our staff are excited to meet you, to know you, to work with you, and to help you find your professions in life. University faculty members and staff are a tremendous resource for all freshman students, so please use that resource. Get to know them quickly and call on them whenever you need help. We want all of you to start with the mindset that graduation starts on day one. So start working towards that, meet your faculty, and take their advice. So at this time, I would like to ask faculty and staff members in the audience to please rise and receive their first round of applause from the students in class of 2021. Faculty, you may be seated. Thank you. And now, representing this group as a whole, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Tuana Rua, Assistant Professor of Management.
Class of 2021, on behalf of the faculty at Sacred Heart University, I would like to welcome you to your new home and family. I was asked to give you some recommendations to help you with your transition to your new life here at Sacred Heart. So I'll try to do that today from two perspectives. First, as a faculty member, then as a parent. I've been a proud member of the Sacred Heart community since 2009, and from the very beginning of my time here, I've been teaching freshman courses and have had the privilege of advising freshmen as well. Therefore, I feel confident to give you some suggestions that will help you, especially in your first year. Before I start, I'll ask you a series of questions, and what I would like you to do is please raise your hands if the answer is yes, and to look around you as you do so to see the responses of your peers. First question, how many of you are 100% sure about the major you will declare? Everybody looks around? Next question. How many of you will be doing laundry for the first time? And final question. How many of you have never lived away from home for more than 6 weeks? The reason why I asked you these questions is to show you that you are not alone. Many freshmen, if not most, do not know exactly what they would like to do when they first get here. And to be sincere, nobody expects them to. College is a journey to adulthood and the doorway to your future selves. And it takes a while to know exactly what that future self should look like. In fact, according to the National Center of Education, about 80% of college students in the United States end up changing their majors at least once. Now, let's talk about laundry. The reason I asked about it is to show you that even the simplest of tasks that you don't necessarily think about can become a challenge when you first have to deal with them. Which brings me to my last question about living away from home. As you can see, you're definitely not alone in that category. Even if you have done sleepaway camps, for most of you, if not for all of you, this will be your first time to be truly living away from home and on your own. As fun and exciting that sounds, at times, this can be also quite overwhelming. In fact, according to a survey by the UCLA Higher Education Institute, 69% of first-year college students report feeling homesick at some point. Feeling homesick is not the problem, however. The problem is how you deal with it. And the first part of dealing with it effectively is acceptance. In an era of Instagram and Facebook, it is easy to assume that you are the only one who doesn't have it all figured out and who is not adjusting to college life. However, Huffington Post reports people tend to publish the most impressive, entertaining, and/or attractive versions of themselves on social media, which can create a false impression of how much happier or more successful others are. So, be mindful of others' posts about how perfect everything is in their new college life. You are allowed to feel homesick, and it is only natural that you sometimes do. You will need time to adjust to your new life, and once you do, you will get to really enjoy your time here. For that to happen sooner than later, ask for help. Asking for help doesn't make you weak. On the contrary, it takes a really strong person to ask for help when they need it. SHU is a strongly knit community, and you will be surprised how much people will go out of their way to help you. So, reach out to your professors, get to know your RAs and the other students in your dorms, as well as the ones in your classes. But most importantly, put your phones away when you're surrounded with people here on campus. It is good and healthy to keep in touch with people from home. But if you're constantly on social media, you're missing out on valuable opportunities to create new bonds here in your new life. And now my remarks as a parent. I know from experience with my own kids that they don't always listen to everything that I say, but sometimes accept it when it comes from someone else. So I'd like to give you some advice, which I'm sure your parents have already given you, and which you might have dismissed. Sleep well. With all the activity and excitement going around you and trying to juggle multiple responsibilities, it is easy to assume that cutting from your shut-eye hours is the solution. However, according to the U.S. National Institutes of Health, lack of sleep can make you irritable, can decrease your mental performance, and in the long run can suppress your immune system, making you prone to get sick. And believe me, when your parents are not around to make that chicken soup or pamper you, it really isn't fun to get sick. So prioritize, manage your time well, and don't pull all-nighters before an exam or a major assignment. Eat well. It is important to keep your body up and running, and good nutrition is part of that. It is easy to binge on fast food or empty calories now that no one is watching over you all the time. No one is telling you that you should eliminate all junk food from your diet, but it is important to do everything in moderation so that you can be healthy and stay healthy. Finally, let your parents help you and call home often. It is nothing to be ashamed of, and it doesn't make you immature. Keep in mind that college is a transition for them too, and that letting go of you can be equally as hard as you letting go of home. As I conclude my remarks, I'd like to welcome you to Sacred Heart one more time and wish you a remarkable first year.
Thank you, Dr. Rua. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. John Patillo, President of Sacred Heart University, who will extend his welcome to class of 2020.
Just a few items first. Taryn, that was a fabulous address. Thank you very much. Please stand up and get acknowledged. Thank you, Taryn. Now, I too am going to ask a question of the class of 2021. And it's really to test two things, your alertness and your attentiveness. And I'll know the alertness by your volume and your attentiveness by your answer. The provost refers to me as President Patillo. What is it that you know me as? Thank you. With that said, two things. Please sign up, no offense, on social media for, where's the bottom? There, sorry. Instagram and Twitter, ShuPrez, P-R-E-Z. I read them, and I will answer you, so please do that. And lastly on that, President's Gala is next Friday evening here. Please sign up. Your upperclassmen can tell you it's a great evening. Dressed to impress, I think I saw in the ad. Guys, you'll really be welcome if you wear bow ties that night, so do as you will. Let me just share a few thoughts with you, the class of 2021. As we gather here today, you are entering a critical chapter of your lives. These are certainly unsettling times. Each day we read a newspaper, albeit a dying art, read a tweet, or in some format, watch news of violence and hatred that seems to surround us. Regrettably, bigotry and hatred have ingratiated themselves within the fabric of our country. These behaviors are at odds with the values that are fundamental to who we are as a university community. You as new members of this community are here to join us as together we need to continue to confront these profound challenges to our mission, our principles, and your transformation. So what is the place you now will call home for these next few years? What does it mean to be part of this university community? We are, and now you are, a university that is rooted in understanding the liberal arts, namely, but not exclusively, to the power, the beauty, and the richness of history, literature, and philosophy. These years for you are years for you to grow in the safety and comfort of being curious, questioning, and understanding yourselves. Your faculty is here, not only to teach, but to engage you, to help you feel comfortable in pushing the boundaries of your journey and your understanding. Whatever your major will be, go beyond what you believe of yourself today. But for God's sake, do not be complacent. Do not just absorb and simply feed back. You will have wasted the gift of these undergraduate years. Take a risk. Expand your boundaries. If you do not dare, your journey will be short and uneventful. This is a university community where you are free to express your ideas, your doubts, your questions. It is through your participation and courage that we will all learn, regardless of your role here. This is a community that needs to continue to grow in its pursuit of truth and justice. We as a community need to be courageous to speak to those issues that diminish the dignity of others and ourselves. And so, as you start classes, please do not simply think of each class as unrelated. In doing so, you will forego the insights of new understanding, sharper reasoning, and self-appreciation. Engage your faculty. Develop relationships outside your comfort zone. Involve yourself in the unfamiliar as well as the familiar activities. Allow yourself to enjoy the freedom of transformation. Take full part in exploring. Take the risk to be wrong and the security to accept those errors. Be spirited in speaking and lavish in your listening. So I ask you, I encourage you, seize the opportunities this university offers you through your academics, community service, and student activities. So welcome, class of 2021. Welcome to your new home. May your travels while here enable, enhance, and enrich your appreciation of the dignity of persons, social justice, and your obligations to both. This welcoming you here is really an invitation to you to take this uncharted journey. But as was said earlier, there may be personal turbulence in your quest. But I could most assuredly say that when I speak to you in May, 4 years from now, you'll be wiser, stronger, and richer as a person and as a citizen. Welcome to Sacred Heart.
Thank you, Dr. P. Students, freshmen, I am the provost. My name is Rupendra Paliwal, and the last name starts with P. And when the president is not around, I call myself Dr. P. At this time, we'll hear from the Four-Heart Harmony.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere.
Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere.
A singer in a smoky room.
The smell of wine and cheap perfume.
For a smile they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night. Streetlights, people living just to find emotion.
Thank you, chorus. At this time, Mr. Mike Bazone, Assistant Dean of College of Arts and Sciences, will lead induction of oath of the class of 2021.
Thank you, Rapendra, and thank you, everyone. Before we start and we hear your voice, the most important voice here tonight, let me tell you how that song applies to each one of you. Each one of you is sitting here garbed in possibility. All potential sits in front of you. The people in the world, up here, in your families, in your neighborhoods, that you admire, are not a special group of people. They're not being raised somewhere else. They are you. They are you plus time and plus effort. So right now, you must think of yourself as all possibility. Jobs aside, careers aside, what can you all do? You can all become and work towards being as good a person, the best person you can be. You can be someone you admire, someone you would respect, someone who lives by the values that you believe in, someone who understands life, confronts it, helps others, and works toward the good in the world. That's you right now. This is your time. To make it concrete, we need to hear from one last voice, and that's the voice of the class of 2021. So I need the class to rise, please, and open your books to see the pledge that you find. So please stand up, everyone. All right. And I need to hear, as I repeat parts of the pledge, you need to repeat it, and I need to hear it loud and clear. Here we go. Let's begin. Before all who gather here, I join the Sacred Heart University community. Good going. I pledge my energy and my enthusiasm to these our common goals, to enrich and enliven my mind, to know myself better, to cultivate and live my faith, to honor my social and civic obligations, to know and treasure the true, the good, and the beautiful, to serve others with generosity, with compassion, and with respect. Above all, in these years, filled with possibility, I will learn. I will learn. I will learn. So help me God. The class of 2021.
Thank you, Dean Bazone. Now, would everyone please stand and join the members of Sacred Heart choirs in the singing of our alma mater.
Hail to thee, our alma mater, pioneers are we. Sacred hearts, proud sons and
was beautiful and inspiring. Thank you especially, Dr. McNevich. Students, through this solemn occasion, you have been formally inducted into Sacred Heart University. You are central focus of our life here. And I ask you that you not just remember the pledge which you just took today, but you live it. We are all very proud to welcome you to Sacred Heart University family. I now ask Mr. Father Michael Ramos, Director of Campus Ministry, to give the benediction. Following the benediction, please remain in your seats until the academic procession has left the room.
Bow your heads and pray for God's blessing. Lord Jesus, we pray to the most kind Father, through you, his only begotten Son, who for us became flesh, was crucified and glorified, that he send down upon these students the spirit of sevenfold grace, which rested upon you in its fullness. Bless them, Lord, with the spirit of wisdom, that they may be open to experience your goodness. The gift also of understanding, that their minds may be illumined. The gift of counsel, that they may follow in your footsteps on the path of service. The gift of fortitude, by which they may stand up for what is right, true, and for those in need. The gift of knowledge, to be filled with the light to know good from evil. The gift of piety, by which they may have a merciful and kind heart. The gift of fear, that they may draw away from all danger and be at peace. Bless them, Lord, through the power of your holy cross, and for the praise of your most holy name. And may God bless all of you, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.